Maya, have you ever tried to run a high-definition 4K video on a 15-year-old laptop?
I have. The fan starts spinning like it's about to fly away, the screen freezes, the audio desyncs, and eventually the whole computer just shuts down. It's a total system crash.
Exactly. Now, why am I talking about old computers? Because that is exactly what is happening inside the brains of millions of English learners every single day. They are experiencing mental lag.
I know that feeling so well, Leo. Our listeners tell us about it constantly. They say, Maya, I understand the English I hear. I know the grammar, but when I try to speak, there is this long, awkward silence.
That silence is the sound of your brain double processing. You hear English, you translate it into your native language, you think of a smart answer in your native language, then you try to translate that answer back into English.
By the time you've finished that 4-step process, the conversation has moved on. The window of opportunity is closed. You look like you don't know the answer, but the truth is, your internal translator is just too slow.
Today on the Quick English Podcast, we are firing the internal translator. We are teaching you the mental bridge method. This is the 2026 secret to finally thinking in English.
If you are tired of feeling laggy in meetings or conversations, stay tuned. We're building that bridge right now.
Before we give you the steps, we have to understand the enemy. In language learning, your native language is what we call the middleman.
Think of a middleman in business. He's the person who stands between the producer and the buyer. He takes a commission, he adds extra steps, and he makes the whole process more expensive and slower.
Your native language is doing that to your brain. It is taking a commission of your energy. Most learners think English word, native word, object. For example, apple, your word, the red fruit.
That is a 3-step bridge. It's too long. To think in English, you need a 2-step bridge. English word, the red fruit. You have to remove the native word entirely.
This is called direct association. When a baby learns to speak, they don't have a native language to translate into. They see a dog, their mother says dog, and the brain connects the sound to the animal. There is no translation.
But as adults, we're addicted to our native language. It feels safe. It's like a crutch. But if you want to run a marathon, you have to throw away the crutch.
Today, we are going to show you how to rewire your brain to stop being a translator and start being a native-style thinker.
Okay, Leo, I'm ready. I want to fire the middleman. What is the first move?
Step 1 is what I call the virtual label. It's a very simple exercise you can do in your kitchen, your car, or your office. Look at the objects around you. Pick one. Let's say a cup of coffee.
Okay, I'm looking at my coffee right now. It's hot, it's dark, it smells great.
Now, here is the rule. Do not think of the word for coffee in your native language. Instead, look at the liquid, feel the heat, and let the English word coffee float in your mind.
So I'm connecting the physical sensation, the smell and the heat, directly to the English sound?
Exactly. Don't look at the word, look at the thing. If you see a chair, don't translate chair. Feel the wood, see the shape, and think chair.
What if I don't know the word for an object? If I see a whisk in my kitchen, and I don't know the English word, what do I do?
This is where most people fail. They open a Translate app. Don't do that. If you translate it, you are strengthening the middleman. Instead, use a visual dictionary or just search Google Images for kitchen tools. When you see the picture of the whisk and the word whisk together, your brain makes a visual bridge.
That makes so much sense. It's like how we learned as children, pictures and sounds, not word-for-word lists.
Once you can label objects, it's time to move to step 2. This is the part where people think we are crazy because we start talking to ourselves, right? Exactly. To think in English, you need to hear English thoughts inside your head all day long. The best way to do this is to narrate your life as if you were a character in a movie.
Give us an example.
Let's say I'm making breakfast. I shouldn't just do it in silence. My internal voice should be saying, okay, I'm opening the fridge, I'm taking out 2 eggs, I need a pan. Where is the pan? Ah, here it is. I'm turning on the stove.
That sounds so simple, but I can see why it works. You aren't trying to discuss world economics. You're using English for real life.
Right. Most learners only use English for study time. But your life doesn't happen in a textbook. It happens in the kitchen, in the shower, and on the bus. If you can't describe your breakfast in English without translating, you will never be able to describe a business strategy without translating.
And what happens when I hit a wall? You know, that moment where I want to say, I'm frying the eggs, but I forget the word for fry.
Great question. When you hit a wall, do not switch back to your native language. This is the golden rule. Use description instead. If you forget fry, say, I am cooking the eggs in hot oil. That is a huge skill. Native speakers do that all the time when they forget a word. They describe it.
We've labeled objects, we've narrated our day. What is the final piece of the mental bridge?
The final piece is the emotional anchor.
Tell me more.
The human brain is designed to remember things that are emotional. We forget 90% of what we read in a textbook because a textbook has no feeling. But you never forget the English words someone used if they were shouting at you or if they were telling you they love you.
True. My first English memory is a kid at summer camp telling me to watch out right before a ball hit me. I never forgot that phrasal verb.
That's because it was tied to a shock. To stop translating, you need to start feeling in English. When you are happy at work, don't think, I'm happy in your native language. Force your brain to think, I feel so proud of this.
So if I'm frustrated because my computer crashed, like that old laptop we talked about, I should think, this is so frustrating.
Yes, by connecting the emotion to the English phrase, you're bypassing the translation layer. The next time you feel frustrated, that English phrase will pop into your head automatically. It becomes a reflex.
Leo, people always tell me, Maya, I'm too busy to narrate my whole day. I have a job, I have kids.
I get it. We are all busy. That's why I recommend the 20-minute illegal exercise.
Illegal? That sounds dangerous.
It's a game. Pick 20 minutes of your day, maybe your morning commutes or your lunch break. During those 20 minutes, your native language is illegal. You cannot speak it, you cannot read it, and you must try your best not to think it.
What if someone calls me?
If it's not an emergency, don't answer. Or try to answer in English. Just kidding. But seriously, for those 20 minutes, if you see a sign on the street, try to translate it into English. If you see a person walking a dog, narrate it.
That's like a workout for the brain. You're forcing the English muscle to do all the work.
Exactly. If you do this just 20 minutes every day, within 30 days, the lag starts to disappear. Your brain realizes that the middleman isn't coming to help, so it starts building the bridge faster.
Before we go, let's give our listeners some bridge phrases. These are the short phrases that help you stay in English while your brain is searching for a word.
These are lifesavers. Let's go through them. How should I put this? Use this when you are thinking. It keeps the English sound going. It's on the tip of my tongue. Use this when you almost have the word. What I'm trying to say is, this gives you a second chance to explain. Let me rephrase that. If you get stuck in a difficult sentence, stop, say this, and start a simpler sentence. In other words, great for simplifying your own thoughts.
These are great because they prevent that awkward silence that makes us want to switch back to our native language.
Maya, we've covered a lot of ground today. We fired the middleman, labeled our world, narrated our lives, and anchored our emotions.
It sounds like a lot of work, but it's actually much less work than translating for the rest of your life.